This video is about understanding and fighting misinformations. People often share wrong or misleading information on social media and the internet, and this can be harmful to individuals and society. Scientists have been studying why and how this happens, especially in the context of health-related misinformations. They have identified various types of misinformation like false news, conspiracy theories, and misleading reports. The challenge is figuring out how much misinformation is out there and how it affects different groups of people. The report defines misinformation as any information that is proven to be false or misleading no matter where it comes from or its intentions. The amount of misinformation people encounter is hard to determine. The estimates are not very accurate because they often focus on specific platforms, ignores images and videos, and don't consider that certain groups might be targeted more. The report emphasizes the importance of studying misinformation in real-world settings on various social media platforms. It provides recommendations for scientists, policymakers, and health professionals to tackle the problem effectively. Some of these recommendations include not repeating misinformation without correcting it, working with social media companies to reduce harmful misinformation, and using proven methods to correct false informations. Now let's talk about why people are prone to believing and acting on misinformation. Research shows that it's hard for us to detect false information because we tend to focus on understanding new information rather than checking its accuracy. Factors like where the information comes from, emotional appeal, and repetition play a role in making us more likely to believe misinformation. For instance, we are more likely to believe information from our own groups, especially if it triggers emotions like fear or outrage. Additionally, if misinformation portrays our opponents in a negative light, we might be more inclined to believe it. Surprisingly, people tend to believe repeated information even if it goes against what they knew before. However, knowledge, analytical abilities, and critical thinking can reduce a person's exposure to misinformations. Interestingly, older adults might be better at spotting misinformation, but they are also more likely to share false information on social media. The key takeaway is that just because someone believes misinformation doesn't always mean it changes their attitudes or actions. More research in real life situations is needed to understand the full impact of misinformation on behavior and health. People are more likely to share wrong information when it matches their personal beliefs, is new and exciting, or stirs strong emotions. There are different reasons why misinformation spreads on social media compared to traditional media like TV or newspapers. Social media allows information to be quickly shared by regular users, and the lack of oversight makes it difficult to control false content. Online communities with similar views, called echo chambers, also contribute to the spread of false informations. Algorithms on social media tend to prioritize content that evokes negative emotions like anger. Most online misinformation comes from a smaller number of big sharers, but social media makes their impact larger. Let us talk about how to counter misinformation. Wrong information must be corrected on websites. It works best when it includes a detailed explanation that disproves the wrong information and replaces it with facts. However, debunking takes time and it might not completely reverse the effects of misinformations. Prebunking is important. This is equivalent to keeping people from falling for misinformation in the first place. Psychological inoculation improves resilience against misinformations on social media. Misinformations on the internet still has negative effects on the society. Inoculation theory has been proposed as a means of reducing exposure to misinformations by educating people about the ways in which they may be misinformed. However, both theoretically and practically, its scalability has proven unresolved. Prebunking might be more effective than debunking, and brief reminders can help maintain its effects over time. Literacy training is also necessary. This involves helping people become better at judging the quality and accuracy of information. It's often included in education, but it's hard to evaluate because it varies a lot. More research is needed to figure out which literacy interventions work best against misinformation. Nudges are small changes in the environment to encourage positive behavior. In the context of misinformation, nudges can also people to think about the truthfulness of information before sharing it, highlight community standards, or reward accuracy. Their effectiveness varies, but combining them with other approaches can enhance their impact. Researchers are looking at different ways to fight misinformation, but more research is needed to understand how these methods work in real world situations across different countries and cultures over time and when combined. Thanks for watching.